Welcome to this episode of the Group Parlay podcast. As always, Andy Simo, Nick Strawn, Kevin Soyan. Tough one yesterday. We lost by a half point. That was it. I mean, we're like 11 of our last 12. We're scorching hot. But yeah, that overtime game sucked. The touchdown prop didn't hit, but I'll give it to Kev for a little bit more in-depth recap.
Yeah, touchdown prop. On to the next one. We got some boys who like to gamble, and we're just not getting one. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get a winner out of our friends. So out of our guests, I should say. Yeah. Yesterday it was tough, but like you said, we are 11 of our last 12 picks going. Starting at the same game parlay on Thursday night. So we're still red hot. And like you said, the loser from yesterday was Ravens -6.5, who ended up winning by 6 in overtime. Obviously, they don't kick the extra point, which screwed us. But me and Andy had nice picks. Andy had Colts Bengals over 42. That ended at 48, I believe. So nice hit there. And then Vikings Raiders under 42.5 for myself may have been the easiest pick of the day. They ended 3-0. So that hit by 39 points. On the month, we're still 4-8, 33%, and up 7.63 units. So Maker 6-6. Andy's having a great month, 9-3, and we just got to keep the momentum going.
Yeah, that 6.5 was a kick in the nuts because I think -6.5 was at -135 and -6 was at -154. So it was a huge jump with the hook and just couldn't move it to 6 points. So tough one.
No doubt.
Is what it is. Get it back today. Let's try and hit one of these. So we have two bets. I mean, obviously we have the daily, and then there's going to be a same game parlay, but there's two Monday night games on. So we just said pick an NFL bet, and that's going to be our same game parlay. So let's get into it. Strom, you can go with your daily pick first.
Yeah, I'm going Pacers -5.5 against Detroit. It's well known at this point that Detroit has lost 19 straight games. In those 19 games, their losing margin is 13 plus. They've lost by 6 or more in 17 of those 19 games. The math adds up to me there. I'm afraid that the Pacers might lay down after losing in the in-season tournament, but at the end of the day, it's a better basketball team. They should blow them out. They already beat them this year by 23, so that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, I mean, you lost 19 in a row. Like, it's just, you might as well just keep betting against them.
Pacers had good momentum too. They lost that in-season championship, but outside of that, they were playing great ball prior to that game.
Yeah, Halliburton's been playing out of his mind, so it's just they're outmatched.
All right, Kev, what do you got?
Yeah, good segue into mine. I'm fading the Spurs. So not just fading the Spurs because they obviously suck. They're 3-18, but I'm taking the Rockets -7.5, who I have yet to take. I don't know if any of us have taken them. They are still undefeated at home, which is crazy. So they're home tonight, and they should blow out the Spurs, no problem. They're 8-2, undefeated at home to win, but 8-2 or 8-1-1 against the spread. Spurs are 2-8 on the road against the spread. So this plays out perfectly. The Spurs have lost 16 in a row, and Rockets should take care of business at home like they always do. We took these this morning, I will say, so the line moved. I'm pretty comfortable with it, up to anywhere 8.5. It might be at now. So we took 7.5, but I'm comfortable anywhere around that number.
I love how we're just fading the two worst teams in the league.
It's probably been a great strategy if you've been rolling those over every game. You're making good money.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you got to do. I am actually going to go with the best team in the NBA. I'm going to go T-Wolves +4.5 against the Pelicans. Pelicans are at home. The T-Wolves are 7-3 on the road. They're pretty solid. The Pelicans are good at home. They're 8-4. Obviously, the big question mark is Anthony Edwards going to play? He's questionable. The reason I took this is because, number one, the T-Wolves are the best team. They beat the Pelicans both times they played them, once on home, once on the road. And as good as Anthony Edwards is, I don't know if the Timberwolves are going to lose by 5 points even without him. I mean, Rudy Gobert is playing out of his mind this year, and Karl-Anthony Towns has been really good. So, best team in the league. They're hot. They've won 7 in a row.
Yeah,
it would hurt a lot without Anthony Edwards, but
Even
Yeah,
Mike
he
Conley
plays.
for them has been really good. So
They just play great ball. Honestly, their team chemistry. It's obviously it hurts, but if he plays with that's probably factored in the line already. If he was for sure playing, this might be close to even. So
yeah.
I actually thought that T Wolf should be even. I almost took this line this morning. I stayed away just because of Edwards, but I was going to take this.
Yep. All right. So to recap our picks for the daily, pull it up really quick. We have Pacers -5.5, -145, T-Wolves +4.5, -135, and Rockets -7.5, -135. Comes out to +411. So decent payout, no boost, which sucks, but oh well. Same game parlay. Strom, go ahead.
I'm going to the Packers Giants game. I'm taking Saquon Barkley over 15.5 rush attempts. He's hit this in 5 out of 9 games this year, and he's not hitting 3 straight, which makes me a little worried about this. But he should be fully healthy, coming off a bye week. And the Packers have a suspect run defense. They're allowing 136 yards a game on the ground. I think they're going to feed Saquon early and often to stay in this game because that's the only way they're going to keep this one close. They got to run the ball. So Saquon Barkley over 15.5.
Yeah, I like it.
About that.
All right, Kev.
Suspect, and they've had a lot of injuries on defense. A lot of injuries. All right. I'm going to the Dolphins Titans game, and I'm going the under 47.5. 3 great stats to back this up. We obviously all know about Monday Night Football unders this year, hitting at still 68%, 70%. Add into that, when a team is favored by 9.5 or more points, the under hits around 70% as well. Another great stat that more of a sneaky one. Whenever you see a big team, obviously, if they start blowing them out early, they're running clock, they're just playing it safe, taking it easy. So that's a big reason for that. But Dolphins have a good defense as well. And then the same stat I said yesterday, which hit when a team has a rest of 8 or more days, which both these teams do with the Monday night, the unders hit at 68%, I believe it was. And that's going back 5 years. So some good stats, and hopefully the Dolphins will score 60 points. The Titans have a solid defense too. Typically, it's been a little inconsistent, but 47.5 is a good number, I think.
Yeah, this is the only thing you got to worry about is the Dolphins going off.
It's the only time that ruins these. But again, with a team 9.5, you think they do go off, but they're going to hold the Titans to a couple, and Dolphins will slow down their pace once they're up enough.
We'll see. I'm going to stick with that game, the Titans-Dolphins game. I'm going HN to get a touchdown, or HN to get a touchdown. In games where he has played and gotten more than 1 carry, so a game he got injured and a game where he was still like a true backup, he has scored 2 or more times, 3 out of those 4, and has scored in the other one just 1 time. So if he gets more than 2 touches, he's going to score. Not to mention the Titans, they're a middle of the pack run defense. They're down their best defensive tackle, who's a run stopper, Isaiah Simmons. So he's out of the game. Also, HN has basically become the lead back. Last game, he had 17 carries to Mostert's 12. I think both of them score. I just think HN gets 2 touchdowns instead of 1, but he's going to score. It's -115. So that's the pick.
I like it. I don't think he's taken over the lead back. He got a lot of second half carries when they were winning by a shit ton. So he's still going to get his touches for sure. But
And that could happen again if they're up 3 scores in the second half.
He's going to score in the first half. I think this could be like a first drive. Like if he's the back in the first drive, he's going to score.
Sounds like the people should be sprinkling some 2 touchdown props, score in the first quarter prop, get a little juicy.
Yeah, you could. Because
throwing a Mostert prop too, because he's scoring as well.
They're both scoring. I mean, you know who their weapons are. You know who they're going to go to. It's him, those 2, and then Tyreek Hill. Like all those guys are probably scoring tonight.
Mostert was plus money. He was like plus 105, and he scored in every game except 1 or 2. So
yeah, I don't know, but that's what we got. So recap the same game parlay. We got Saquon over 15.5 carries, -145, and then A-Chain and the under at 47.5 comes out to +246 combined, and then the whole parlay is +484. So that's what we got, +411 and +484. Pretty good ones today.
Let's hit 'em both.
So
Send them both.
Yeah, why not? We've never done it, so maybe today's the day. All right.
You
let's
would
get-
be on an unreal burner if we hit both.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be all time. So let's get it. Let's make some money.